Both of these teams about to reach the halfway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. This is Royce Freeman, second-year man from Oregon. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. You think back to 2018, many people thought it would be Royce Freeman taking over as the lead back in Denver. Spent a third-round pick on him, but it was Philip Lindsay who would be in the catbird seat as the #1 running back. But still for Freeman, not a bad rookie campaign, 521 yards and 5 touchdowns as the backup. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Now the young man was a Pro Bowler as an undrafted rookie. It's Philip Lindsay. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On first down, right back to Lindsay. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
Freeman. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
No, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Flacco to throw here on 3rd down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Thought they were going to force a 4th down. Instead, PI gives them the 1st.
And that's frustrating because you think you've taken them really deep into the count, haven't you? Instead, you've got to start all over. That can really, really be demoralizing.
Here's Flacco off the play fake to Lindsay. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Credit that sack to Jabal Sheard.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Kill, kill, kill. Turn up. Don't red.
Passing play. Flacco. Sutton reeling it in on the left side. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
3rd and long for Joe Flacco. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Jabal Sheard able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback.
Red 80. Check, 47. It's coming this way,
This is Marlon Mack, 3rd-year running back. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
Begin. Check 50, check 50.
And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Mike. Let's go. He's trying to have...
First carry for Spencer Ware. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Each team has its own terminology. Some people call it jumbo, some call it monster, some call it king. It doesn't really matter. They brought in the big lumber to pick up that first down.
Yeah, you think about goal line defense with the goal line offense that time getting it done. A first down run not going to get them a whole lot. Maybe a yard. Yeah, it looks like just 1 yard there. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Hey, check Mike 47. Check Mike 47. Let's go, baby. They turn over. Get that ball. 32.
On 2nd and 9. Stafford, he's going to launch this thing. Wait, it's caught inside the 25. A big play there for Indy. And even 40 yards.
But we spent a lot of time exalting the offensive masterminds in this game, right? They draw up these beautiful plays. It looks so perfect up on the board. But occasionally, sometimes you just say, throw it up and let him go get it.
Oh, and Mack has the ball stripped. No score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession as they've got it 2nd down and 11. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Kill. Hey, easy. Be ready. 34's the mic. 34.
From the gun, here's Stafford. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. He was looking for the connection with Devin Funchess. And that'll make it 3rd down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And he's got his man. It's Hilton for the Colts touchdown. T.Y. Hilton, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Vinatieri connecting on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken at the 3. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 12, Flacco, screen pass to Lindsey.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass, looked like it was coming together, looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
I'm going to come back to you. I know. Back to you. 58. Hey, Delta. 58. Come on. Get the ball. 58.
3rd down. Flacco from the gun. Trying to lay one up deep. That's going to be caught. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Emmanuel Sanders, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as they are now on the board here in the first half. McManus's point after is good, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting...
Looking for Funchess, but it's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick, and he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
First down, Broncos.
Set! McKinney! You ain't going nowhere. Jim!
Back to the ground, this time with Freeman. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. He's brought down there by Kenny Moore.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Check nickel. Hey! Monday! Check 26, check 26.
On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And he'll get this one down to about the 17. They follow up the gain of 5 by only getting 1 there on 2nd down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Halfway! Ready! Roger, 5-0! 58, come on! 58! Hey, Steve 6! 58, boy, 58, Mike. That's the pass.
Operating out of the gun, Flacco. That'll be caught right side by Hamilton. I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, That's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
Riddick with a carry. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Not a whole lot there after the penalty, but remember, it was 1st and 5, not 1st and 10, so now they can keep grinding out first downs and good things can happen for them. Just 2nd and short coming up.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. They'll look to run with Freeman. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Denver. Royce Freeman, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Broncos have taken the lead. And they're able to run it in. It started with the battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
So the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14.
53's the mic. 53's the mic. Hey, 22. You better bring. Hey, wahoo.
Out of the gun, Stafford. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, high 7. 53's mine. Check, 53's mine. Double right. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Watch the screen. Mike,
from the gun, Stafford. And he gets it to Funchess complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the half. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Bradley Chubb. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
Got to give him points for the attempt, but there's just a wave of pressure there. A host of people in the area. Evades a few, but couldn't evade all of them.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23.
Let him know, let him know. Hey, easy. Check him. Zebra. Hey, Echo. Scoot. Hey. 22. Check 3.
Here's Stafford. He's going to look deep down into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
The drive will commence with a run by Lindsey. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Yellow! Watch the shift!
On 2nd down now, it's Lindsey. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Setting up to throw, Flacco. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Hamilton. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1. Here's Matt Weil now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Bryce Callahan.
Behind! 3 wide! 58, boys, 58!
They get the pick. Now what can Flacco do on 1st down? He'll let this go deep for... And this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos. Cortland Sutton in the final seconds of the first half. And the Broncos push further out in front. Extra point from McManus is good. And it's now 21-7. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. So we come upon halftime with the visiting Broncos taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Let's go, boys! Bring it up!
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
and I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive, and we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too, and they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for him. Naeem Hines, his first carry. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. It's the linebacker, Manti Te'o, on the stop.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Throwing on second down. Stafford, and this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. To throw is Stafford. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. It's a gain of 9 yards. And that's going to bring up a fourth down. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away.
Yeah,
defense,
we
got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut him down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
Now a carry for Lindsey. Oh, he's got some breathing room. He's at the 40, 20, 10, and all the way home for a Broncos score. Phillip Lindsay, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit, get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it first and 10.
Hey, Stu. 47, check right 47. Let's go one more. 47 right.
On first down, Stafford here. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Rodgers. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, second and 3. Stafford. To the right side to Eric Ebron. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Like 7. Check. 53's Mike. Hey, Alpha. Here we go. Mike, 53. 53, Mike. Alert! Let's go.
Stafford on first down. Going for the deep ball. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength. There, but to no avail. Second down.
Incomplete. Chris Harris on the coverage.
So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
I'm scared.
Throwing again. Stafford. Over the middle here, it's Hilton. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 40.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
11. My boys.
Now a first down throw. Stafford. And the Broncos get there and take him down. Derek Wolfe popping in for the sack.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
Watch the pass.
From the 50, it's Stafford. There goes a deep ball. End zone. Oh, he almost had it for the pick. A great chance there for the interception in the end zone. Instead, third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Operating from the gun. Stafford. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Von Miller in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as he'll kick it away for the second time.
The Broncos take over first and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. It's a give to Freeman running right. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That second down play nets a -4.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Mike, 55. Mike, down to lose one.
Flacco from the gun. Under pressure, and Flacco's going to be dropped. Jabal Sheard in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Here's Matt Weil now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Taking it about the 36. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Colts are set up well as they take over 1st and 10 on the short side of the field.
Right here, guys. Fight 51. Mike, 51. Check tight end. Check. Hurry! Small. 51, Mike. Mike, 51.
On first down, it's Stafford. That's a shuffle pass, and it's complete. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
Watch 9, watch 9. Hey, check, Mike. 40. Easy, alert. 47. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. 47, Mike. 47.
From the 50, Stafford. He completes this one to Mack. He's got this to the 30 before being taken down. That one, a gain of 20 and a first down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
47's the Mike, boy. 47. Check, 47. I got wide. Mike's 40.
On first and 10, Stafford. Throw left side is complete to Rodgers. That throw good for 4. It's second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up second and 6. Throwing again is Stafford. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Devin Funchess, his first touchdown on the year. And the Colts are able to draw a bit closer.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10. They'll go again with Lindsey. And he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here is stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do. Late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, they've got to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the clock.
Check, crunch.
Looking for 2 yards here on third down, Flacco. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Damon Harrison bringing in 341 pounds of power for the sack. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Here's Matt Weil now, standing just outside his own goal line. We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And the Colts will go on offense here, first and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things in.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Kareem Jackson. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. Freeman a first down and more. That burst good for 20 and a first down. Got to figure now after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll run with Lindsey. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
This is where coaches have to have spent a lot of time going over situations with their players, because him getting tackled there is not the worst thing in the world. You're going to run more plays, right? Clock's going to go. But his thought process is getting into the end zone. It's counterintuitive for him to actually go down in this spot.
Yeah, but like you said, you don't want to get in the end zone too early here.
No, not at all, because you may leave an opening that can come back and get you.
This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. Well, they need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal. From the gun, Flacco. Rush coming, and he's taken down. The linebacker, Darius Leonard, applied the heat, and a timeout taken. Just 6 seconds away from the 2-minute warning. This defense wanted to stop the clock prior to that, and they do. And McManus able to put it through, and that'll push the lead up to 17. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Oh, able to avoid him. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's 2nd down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
He'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10.
Hey, give me radar.
To throw again, Stafford. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time.
34.
Throwing on third down, Stafford. And he's got his man, Hilton. And this is going to be another first down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 40.
First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
On first and 10, Stafford. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up second down. And defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game. And that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. T.Y. Hilton once again the intended receiver. And that takes us from second to third down.
Get it, 20! Scoot. Here we go. Alert 3. Check the backer. Watch twist. Alert! Twist. 50. Hey, Charlie.
Again, it's Stafford. Ebron caught left side. The passing game for the Colts finding its stride, another first down. Clock management, definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Ready. Mike, 47. Gotta do better. Hey. DB, come on. 47's the mic. 47's the mic. I got you. From Omaha, ready, move. 47's the mic. Hey, exit. Check, 47. He don't know no better. Mike, 49.
Throwing on first down, Stafford. This is caught, and he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Indianapolis. T.Y. Hilton. His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Colts are able to cut into this lead. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. So they touched it before it went 10, and that's obviously not going to help their comeback bid here in the fourth.
No, not at all, and they're trying to get something going after one there, but you've got to give yourself a chance. Let it go 10 before you touch it.
The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And with the defense out of timeouts, powerless to stop the clock, this should just be a couple of kneel downs. They're going to be stopped up on this first down run. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And that time the tackle by Malik Hooker.
Brings up second and 10 at their 49-yard line.
Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up second and 10.
Hey, alert 3.
Another run by Lindsey. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and it's never easy to come into Denver to win. You think all you have to deal with the altitude, but they got the job done.
Well, there's a reason Olympic athletes train nearby. All right, they've got a terrific training center in Colorado Springs. You train at the altitude, the lungs expand, you go down to the regular, oh my goodness, they can go all day. And in fact, a lot of visiting teams, when you visit Denver, you know what's printed in your locker room? Welcome to the Mile High City. The air is rare. They get in your head that way.
So for Denver, they finally taste victory for the first time after 7 straight defeats. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Colts, things are definitely going south quickly as they fall now to 1-6. And they'll try to rebound next week as they head to Heinz Field to take on the Steelers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.